0, 1.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to step away from the automotive program and onto the home improvement program. Anyhow, I'll get after it. So I'm going to build a fence around the back of the house here, because the chickens have no boundaries whatsoever. They pretty much just go wherever they want, shit wherever they want, and I need to put some seed down where all that clean dirt is. So picked one of these up, rented it for the day, and gonna drill some holes, and this is gonna make life a little easier. I'll put it on back of the OTYM. So let me show you what I've got going on here. Messing around with some different designs, trying to figure out what would look nice and also function pretty well. And so basically this is just a 2x2, and then I stapled this wire to it, and then I just sandwiched the wire in between the two 2x2s. This is 4 feet tall, and it was a little too tall for what I was trying to do for the backyard. So I think I'm probably just going to end up doing this for around the garden, because I'm going to keep the chickens out of that too. They get into everything. So what I did come up with though is, it seems as though 3 feet was the answer. So this was just my mock-up one to see what it looks like, and I put a 2x4 on the top of it to make it smooth, and that seems to look pretty nice. And then dug my holes out. I just kind of measured it, because I'm going to do 8 feet in between each one, so that way I only got to cut as few boards as possible. And then my neighbor was nice enough to give me a gate that I'm going to use in between. So that'll be sweet, and that'll go right over here at the end of the end of the rocks. So this will all be grass, and this will be gravel, and then on the other side of the fence will be grass again. But one thing at a time. I got to get my fence panels built, and then I can start putting this thing together. Okay, so next phase of this fence project is to get my gate going. My neighbor was nice enough to give me this gate, and it's got the little screws already there for that, so that's already set. So what I need to figure out is how to make this work. Originally this was a lot fatter for a bigger gate, and I just pretty simple, just shrunk it down, no big deal. But this is designed, or when I purchased it, it is designed for a chain link fence. So how it works is kind of like that, and then there's a bolt. There's a bolt that goes through here, and then basically it sandwiches it on a round pole, and then that's how it opens and closes. I am using 4x4 pressure treated board. So what my plan is I'm gonna utilize this portion of the program, and then essentially what I'm going to do is something like something like this, but I'm going to flatten that out and make that into a 90, and then I can bolt this to the wood, and then that way it'll still function like it's supposed to, and it'll be aesthetically pleasing and not some butchered up thing that I made in a hurry, because I'm way behind on this. So anyhow, I'll show you what I got going on. And what I did is I just pounded the thing flat. Well, actually I put it in the press here, and got it as flat as I needed to, and then I cut it in half. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take each one of these and put them in the metal brake here, and fold it back, but fold it into a 90, and then I can drill holes here and here, and that will go into the wood, and then I can bolt all this together and it'll function like it's supposed to. So essentially I'm just gonna put that in the metal brake like that, and I'm gonna need 2 hands, so bear with me. I'll bend this thing up and show you what it looks like, assuming I don't screw up. Okay, now that I got it set up, press this thing down. Hopefully this does what it's supposed to do. And it did not. Fuck. Son of a bitch. Well, that sucks. I didn't want this to bend. Shit. Okay, that sucks. I was hoping just to bend it right there, but this bent as well, so I'll have to straighten that back out. Damn it. Okay, well, maybe I will just stick this in the vise and use a hammer to pound it over then. And that sucks. Okay, well, let's see if I can go fix this thing. Alright, so putting that in the metal brake did not work, but however, just putting it in the vise and just pounding it down seemed to do the trick. So this is kind of what I was after. That way you can still use the little latch down here and put a little clevis or whatever in there to keep, you know, to latch it. And then as you can see, it still opens and closes like it's supposed to. And then I just drilled a couple holes in there so you can screw it into the wood. Should be good to go. Alright, so update time. I got that post in the ground yesterday, and I got this post in the ground today. So now I can, tonight or tomorrow, I can go ahead and get the gate up and operational, and then I can start building the rest of this fence. I just wanted to get, the gate seemed to be the hard part, so I wanted to get it out of the way first. Doesn't look too bad. Alright guys, update time. This is not a lot of action, but I've got the fence. This has not been very exciting, but I'm not much of a carpenter, so you're gonna have to bear with me. That's why I haven't videoed a lot of this live, because, well, it's just not very exciting. It's a lot of back-breaking work, but this is what it looks like so far. Got one more post to do, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like when it's all done. In case you're wondering why that one's really tall, Gwen bought a birdhouse, so I left that one completely full length so we could put the birdhouse on top of it, so we can watch the birds go in and out, and keep it high enough to where we're not really messing with them if we're out walking around. But anyhow, it doesn't look too bad. I think it looks pretty nice. Update time on the yard here. It's coming in pretty well. I got a little spot over there that isn't coming in as much as I'd like, but overall the grass looks pretty nice. Can't complain. It is chicken and dog poop proof so far, and that makes it worth all the while.